I've been in absolute shock for the past few days. I have no idea what to think or do. My girlfriend, Grace, is German and I'm American. We have been dating for 2 years and everything about her was absolutely perfect. She is incredibly intelligent and so beautiful. We have so much in common. Our relationship has felt so unreal. I knew like a year ago that this was the girl I want to spend the rest of my life with. So I decided to begin learning German and plan to propose in German. I've been studying it for over 6 months and I'm pretty decent at this point and can understand most things. Well, here is where the issue begins. My family, Grace and I, were at a resort in a tropical place for vacation before we went back to school and work and stuff. It was great at first. We had so much sex and spent so much time chilling, talking, and having fun. I wanted to be by her side day and night. 2 days ago, we were all having dinner at those huge buffets they have at resorts. It was a lot of fun, and there were conversations going on from all sides. My family likes Grace a lot and knows that I'm going to propose. At this point, I know German well enough to know the gist of conversations in German. A little while after we began eating, a man that I've never seen before comes up to my girlfriend and says something in German. I've been replaying the moment in my head every second for the past 2 days, so I know exactly how it went. This is the translation. Man, this is the guy, huh? Chuckle, am I going to see you tonight? Grace, Chuckle, perhaps if you behave. Then he left. I immediately felt completely dissociated from reality and so much emotion ran through. I have no recollection of what happened immediately after this. I have no idea if she explained who the guy was or just let it go. I don't know what my family was talking about. I was just sitting there. When I came to my senses, I felt like a robot. I felt like I had absolutely no control over my emotions, and I felt like I had no emotions at all. I think 5 minutes or so passed since he left. I was acting pretty natural and excused myself to the bathroom. I washed my face but still felt no emotion. I went back and the whole night went normally. The next day I was acting completely normal as well. It was only this morning that I broke down into tears in the shower. I mean, maybe I should ask her about everything first, but there is only one explanation, right? Their entire interaction felt super flirty, and I have never been the type of guy to be insecure and overprotective in a relationship, so I really do believe that my mind is not lying about the flirty vibes I got. If she did sleep with this stranger, then it must have been while I was asleep or something because we were together the entire time I was awake. I feel like throwing up. I'm writing this in the lobby of our resort. She is sitting a few feet away from me. I have been acting normal and haven't brought anything up. We even had sex yesterday. I clearly have not been handling all of these emotions properly, I recognize that. But I really want to jump off a cliff. There's a nice steep cliff not too far from our resort's beach. I would have done it at this point if some of my younger family members weren't with me on this trip. I've been wanting to bring it up, but I just can't. Every time I see her, my mind goes robotic. Maybe she's not even cheating. Maybe there's a solid explanation. Maybe she explained it right after the exchange, but I just wasn't listening. As much as I love this girl, I wouldn't stay with her under any circumstances if I found out she cheated. Maybe I'll revenge cheat. That might feel good. I don't know what to do. I can't seem to talk to her about this. Please help me. Am I crazy? Am I overthinking things? Update. She did cheat, unfortunately. I struggled with mental health for a large part of my life. I had suicidal tendencies ever since my first memories, starting from the age of 5. My anxiety and depression continued to get worse, but I never told anyone, and I know I hid it very well. This was a mistake. Eventually, I think I suppressed a lot of these memories, and these feelings started becoming more sparse. My mental health had been good for a while before this happened. We were still at the resort at this point. I should have waited until we were back home, probably, but I couldn't wait. We had 2 days left at the resort before coming home. As some users have mentioned, I asked her about the situation in English, and if she lied, I planned on speaking to her in German. I just asked her who was that guy, but she didn't lie. After about 10 seconds of stuttering, she burst into tears and left. Again, the same feeling came upon me after she left. I felt like I was a spectator looking into my life and I had no control over my actions. I felt like I had so many emotions and no emotions going on at the same time. About half an hour later, she texted me a very long message about every detail, everything that happened, and she apologized. I never answered. The short version of what happened. Basically, she went for a nighttime walk one night because she couldn't sleep while I was asleep early one night. We both do this often, so I believe it. She ended up coming across some show thing they had going on in the resort and met some random people who were all drinking. They happened to be German. She decided to drink with them to have some fun and ended up going back to that guy's room. She ended up really connecting with the guy aside from just sex. They exchanged numbers and were texting often when we were there. She felt horrible, but she was confused. That's the gist. I'm trying to think objectively here, and if she really likes this guy as much as it hurts me, I always stress that people should do what they want and focus on their happiness first. He was also really damn handsome. I was too emotional to admit that in the last post. But I was not able to keep a straight mind after she left initially. I never had a reason to be angry before in my life. I know I have a temper, but it usually takes a lot to get me even irritated. The feelings I had and the thoughts I had were so horrible that I don't feel comfortable typing it out. It was so hard to keep it in, and I lost the ability to focus on reality. When I saw her the next time, she wanted to talk to me and apologize in person, but I felt like I didn't have the energy to say a word. I avoided speaking to her for the remaining days. I was trying my best to avoid my family, but when I saw them, I think I must have been acting weird because they clearly knew something was off. It was all very awkward going back on the plane and not telling my family anything when it must have been so obvious something was off. I sat next to her on the plane, which was so weird. At least she respected the fact that I didn't want to talk. She continued trying to talk and text me when we landed here and there. But at that point, I never wanted to see or hear from her again, so I blocked her from everything. When I came back, I was acting very impulsively that entire week. My semester was about to start, but I quickly canceled all my classes and decided to take this semester off. I booked a vacation to a place I've always wanted to go to at the last minute. I bought a lot of random crap I don't need. I did some semi-hard meds that I never imagined myself doing before. I had sex with multiple hookers. I got into fights with random guys at bars. I actually felt very good. I woke up every day feeling like I was on top of a mountain. But I came to my senses over a week after I came back from the resort. There was a stereotypical cliché movie moment instant where I was puking in a club bathroom with that heartbeat music sound. I started laughing and realizing how I was screwing up my life. So I decided to see a therapist, who then referred me to a psychiatrist. I guess I'm crazy. And I was diagnosed with BPD with bipolar 2. I've never heard of BPD before, but after reading into it, I felt like a lot of the symptoms were things I've struggled with since I was very young. I guess this trauma really made the symptoms set off even worse. Today, I still have this semester off. I am continuing treatment and will probably start medication soon. I still haven't spoken to Grace. She contacted my sister, but I didn't want to hear what she had to say. I've been kind of avoiding my family and close friends, and I should stop that. I think I learned a lot about myself and definitely learned that I am not ready for a relationship. This was a wake-up call. The anger and sadness has mitigated and I feel like myself again. Story 2. My wife and I have a good sex life. It seems to be healthy to me. We like to try new stuff at times, and we do of course have toys. I always liked that and enjoyed that. I of course encourage and like her to have fun by herself as well. She's had the one dildo since before we were married. She has more toys, but that one is by far the one she uses the most. Recently, I was looking through our drawers for something in the house. I saw a random box I didn't know about. I opened it curious to see what was inside. It turned out to be her toy. I didn't know she stored any of them separately. It appeared that there was some pictures with it as well. I took the pictures out to see what they were. I was pretty shocked. It looked like they were pictures of one of her exes. In the pictures, he was comparing the molded one and his own side by side and doing some poses in them. I was a little disgusted. My wife came home later that day and I had the box on the bed waiting for her. She looked a little surprised to see it laying out. She asked me what I was doing. I told her that she needed to explain herself. She said it's not what it looks like. I asked her why she kept the pictures and everything. She just asked why I was snooping on her stuff. I told her I got curious when I saw a random box. She seemed upset with me and didn't say anything for a minute. I questioned her again about the pictures. She finally told me that she likes to masturbate to the pictures sometimes because she gets to think about having sex with him and it seems hot to her since it was molded after him. She promised that she'd never cheat on me, but that this just made her feel good. She said it's just for fun. I asked her if she preferred that over me. She just said that she loves them both. I knew what that meant. I walked off and slammed the door. I've slept on the couch since then and we've barely spoken. I want to understand and I want to fix everything that's wrong between us. First, I just need to fully comprehend everything. I feel as though I was cheated on. I know that may not be accurate, but that's what it feels like. I don't know how my trust in her is anymore. What do I do now?